All right, everyone, welcome back to Dunk Talk. So, finally, man, it looks like there's going to be a potential change to the coach's challenge rule starting in the 2023-24 NBA season. And thank God for this, because the way that the current rules are set up, they are just honestly so dumb and sort of unfair as well. So, per several NBA sources, it says that next season's most likely rule change will enable coaches to keep their challenge if successful. The only primary concern is keeping games at roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes, and while challenges may average approximately 90 seconds each, they can spike to 6 minutes or even longer because of this potential change. Now, at the moment, as most of you may know, the NBA gives each team one chance to challenge a particular call. If the challenge is successful, the teams will not be able to receive an additional challenge or keep the one they used. That is also the case if the challenge is unsuccessful. Additionally, a coach has to call a timeout in order to challenge a call. With that being said, if the challenge is successful, you get to keep your timeout, but if the challenge is unsuccessful, then you lose your timeout. I think at the very least, it's helpful that a successful challenge gets to keep their challenge. I mean, honestly, why should a team lose their challenge because they successfully overturned the referee's mistake? The referees are making a lot of mistakes nowadays with the speed of the NBA increasing, and the referees are never necessarily held accountable for their incorrect actions. In my opinion, they are becoming very whistle happy, especially when it comes to intense games with intense crowds, and a team should be able to keep their challenge if they get it right, so that they could potentially call out another one if the refs get it wrong again. Also, not all official calls can be subject to a challenge. A coach can only challenge a call if it is a personal foul charged against their team, an out-of-bounds call, or a goaltending or basket interference call. On top of that, teams also can't challenge a non-call. This is also something that the league should probably look into. I mean, I know we are blessed in the sense that now there is even a challenge rule to begin with, knowing that there wasn't one before. But now that we do have one, it should be done correctly. There's been countless games this season where there was a no call on a clear foul, and that could have completely changed the outcome of a game. And it's really unfair to the teams that get fouled, but there was no whistle blown, and they have to eat that loss. The NBA has to hold their referees accountable as much as they do the players, and this would be a fantastic start. Now, of course, these call challenges can kill the momentum of a game, which is probably why not everyone supports the idea of stopping to review a call, but at the same time, I can confidently say that anyone who enjoys watching the NBA, including players that play the game, would want calls to be as accurate as possible. And since there is no video assistant referee or the VAR like there is in the NFL, at least these challenges can help in that regard. So for any changes, I would definitely like to see teams being able to keep their challenge if they are successful, and at least a one-time option to call a challenge on a play that didn't have a whistle blown. I think this would help balance out the game and give teams a better chance at winning a game that they deserve to win if, in fact, the coach was accurate about that missed call. There's a lot of sports nowadays, like NFL and tennis, that have virtual assistant referees that can really make accurate calls and get a better flow of the game. But unfortunately, the NBA is still behind on that technology. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe they just don't have the technology out yet. Maybe they're still testing it and it just hasn't been approved. Or maybe the NBA is just trying to stay away from it altogether and allow referees to make the calls themselves. But there's too much error in human refereeing, and there has to be at least an assistant or some type of challenge to help better maximize the efficiency of a game. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm glad that there is at least a change that is potentially on its way. At least the NBA is looking into it, and hopefully the referees will be held more accountable moving forward.